Well, let's move ahead with a very amazing and a fireside chat with an interesting topic technology redefining resilience. Let's take the leader's perspective on same. Well, business disruption is nothing new, but as the ramifications of the COVID 19 pandemic ripple through the global economy, it appears organizational resilience may have met its toughest test in the living memory. Well, faced with uncertainty, businesses need their technology leaders to be resilient, agile, and future focused. To do more discussion on the same, I shall call upon next is Rishabh Garg, who is the Chief Technology Officer, UGRO Capital, who will be the moderator of our next panel discussion. Can we have a huge round of applause for Rishabh Garg? Joining him will be Vaidyanathan V, Chief Information Officer, Unity Small Finance Bank. And joining both of them on stage will be Anil Sinha, Chief Technology Officer, Fibe. Well, let's move to one of the most productive session of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for our panelists? A little huger round of applause, everybody. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Please excuse me for my bad throat. So I welcome you all to the exciting panel discussion. Today on this panel, we do have technology leaders with decades of experience in banking space. We'll understand their take on changing technology landscape and challenges. First of all, I would like them to introduce themselves. So about me, I am Rishabh Garg, CTO at UGRO Capital. I have around 20 years of experience in technology.
Hello. Yeah. So my name is Anil Sinha. I am CTO at Fibe. Fibe stands for Financial Vibes. And I'm also author of book Building Blocks of Blockchain. Fibe as a company is a fintech lending domain. We have primarily two segments of business. One is the B2C, where we deal with the end customer completely digitally. Second, B2, B2C platform, where we work with the insurance, hospital, and education sector. And we have disbursed over 10,000 crore and we have around 1 million customer with a retention rate of 88%. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Vaidyanathan, and I'm the CIO for Unity Small Finance Bank. And I have over 30 years of experience in the banking and finance industry. And this is my second stint at starting a bank after being a part of the startup team at HDFC Bank in 1994. Happy to be here.
Hi. Welcome you all. So Vaidya, I'll start with you. Nowadays, technology leaders are being viewed as change agents. Technology moderation is a way to go for the banking industry as a whole. Do you see this as an opportunity in disguise?
Yes and no, this is an opportunity and a challenge as well. So the opportunity because gone are the days when the technology or the technology head was a back office function and we didn't get much of an attention except when there was a crisis or a server was down or things were not working. But now technology is in the forefront and everything and anything that happens, we are there with I'm part of the executive committee, I'm part of the board. So our voices are heard and we are in the forefront. We are also changing the way the business is done. So as well, and it's an opportunity to and a great responsibility to deliver what you promise.
Understand. And what's your perspective?
Yeah, I think you rightly said. I think a decade back, technology primarily was considered like a back office operation, but now technology is taking up a driving seat. And I think this is creating altogether new business opportunity, new experience for the customer. If I have to talk about from my business perspective, it both helps in the customer acquisition and retention both. When we talk about acquisition, we always look for an inefficiency present in the ecosystem, present in the market. I will take a very simple example. If a salaried class person, take out the sleeping time, if he spend almost like a 50% of time with the office laptop, office ecosystem. But if he has to take a loan, he has to look for bank where to apply and all. If I embed the financing option in the office platform itself with the HRMS system or maybe at various other places, if we need a financing, it would be just a one-click job. So that is a great user experience. Whenever you need the money is rightly available. From a company point of view, if I know that person is coming from that particular company, having that designation, this is a salary range, this is a very strong data from an underwriting point of view. That means it's a very, very win-win situation where, customer service get better and also we create a seamless business around that. When I talk about retention, when we say retention is about the servicing the customer, the quality of service and the time of service, right? If you, let's say, prefer Amazon versus somebody else, it's all because the service they provide. It's not just always about the cost. So one thing that we always look for that build the entire company or machine. Our ethos is that, everything that we are doing in the company should happen via machine. So it has one advantage that customer gets a near real-time experience for everything. And also we get operational efficiency. So we do like 1,000 crore worth transaction every month, including the loan repayment and disbursement. And not a single rupees required any manual touch. So that is I think that is why, and that's what I would say that technology coming at the front is helping the business business as well as the customers.
Okay. Coming to the challenges, what kind of challenges you face on a day-to-day basis and how you tackle those challenges?
So basically, when you are at the back foot, challenges are also limited. But when you are at the front foot, responsibility become more. So basically, there are a couple of things we can talk about that. But two things I definitely want to point out. One is that since now you are driving business through technology, that means your tech ecosystem has to be very, very strong. Your technology team have to be very strong. And when I say technology team setup, it's about building the right skill set. Also investing in the people so that there is a right synergy. If you have a strong technologist, no synergy, product doesn't come out. If you have a very good synergy but not a skill set, the product doesn't come out. So one of the challenge for a tech leader would be how to build a high performing team, and both these aspect has to go side by side where you have to have a smart people and set a smarter goal. Second thing which is very, very important since we are all talking about the BFSI industry is the security. Since it's not just any platform where you are selling your product, it's a platform where you're dealing with finances, you are dealing with transactional data of a user, you are dealing with the personal data of a user. So the security become one of the very, very important aspect. That is something require continuous thinking, continuous investment. The security should be the heart of the core architecture. That's what we would say.
Very valid point. Information security is something which is giving us sleepless nights to all the CIOs in the banking industry. So Unity Bank is a newly set up bank, so there must be challenges which are very unique to your business basically. Would like to hear more from you.
Yeah, we got our license sometime in June of 21, and we started the business in November 21. We acquired an existing SIC bank in January, and we also merged some of the entities from our parent company, Centrum, into that. So the challenge is actually multifold. It starts with the getting all the technology in place, and also getting the technology which was in a suspended SIC state for almost 2 years. So the first day, the first question was to me, what is your opinion? Where are we today? I said, it's a royal mess. So I said, you're being blunt. I said, yeah, you want a consulting answer? I've been a consultant for almost 20 years. So the obvious thing was to give a consulting roundabout answer or give a straightforward answer. It's a mess because we don't have a clean slate. So we have a couple of businesses from our parent company. We have acquired an existing bank which was in a suspended state for almost 2 years. And then, it's a board with dotted dots, and then you trying to connect all the dots and make a meaningful picture out of it. So one of the things which we did which came in almost everybody's limelight because of my post on the LinkedIn is we, by way of compulsion and the need and business need, we had to change our core banking system. So it was a monumental task for me to convince my management this, you need to change. The obvious question was, why disturb something which is already there? We'll make it work. So we convinced, and we were successful, and we did a turnaround. We removed our existing core banking system, which was used by erstwhile PMC Bank, and we implemented a new microservices-based architecture. And the whole core banking journey was, from start to finish, was done in a record time of 88 days. So that's a huge challenge because one of the questions is, again, how do you get this thing done? Primarily, the problem is, the user is my business users and my management to have to agree. And my needs are also driven by the demands what the customer wants, then what the user wants, and whether it's doable in a time frame. So this is a huge challenge. So we are facing the challenge even now. While I'm talking, we have almost 25 projects running at the same time, and I have what 5 people running 25 projects. And hiring and retaining technology people is like catching fish with oily hands. By the time would have hired 5, 3 would have left. So it's an ongoing challenge. And I think partly the industry is also, while the hiring managers are very smart, they think they're smart by giving a 90-day notice. The current generation is smarter than the hiring managers. So they get a 90-day notice, they get one offer, then they have 90 days to look for a horse trade for others. So you're not sure by the time, after 90th day will you actually join or not. So that's another major challenge. And, I can't, deliver unless I have a very high performing team. So, but we have delivered, but the expectation today is like, every project should be done under 90 days. So that's something a challenge. So expectations, users, and managing technology people, it's a big challenge. And of course, we are very late in the race. We have to do something different, better, and faster than what the bank is doing today. With my customers breathing down our neck. So I think we have to be different. So that's also a challenge, doing something completely different what others can't think of.
Great, valid point. So there is another challenge, I think, in a dynamic environment like today's, where regulatory and technology changes are very frequent. What are your views on enterprise agility and how, as a bank, you are prepared for this?
Yeah, regulatory challenge is the biggest challenge because half our energy and resources, everything is taken away by them. But it's I would say, a necessary evil. So we have to comply and we have to do it. And cybersecurity is the top of the agenda. I think anything and everything that you talk with RBI, they say cybersecurity. Have you done it right? So to give an example, we were not even 4 months old, and then we have cyber security audit coming down, and without information, and they say, this is not right, that's not right. I said, that's known to the world that yes, the bank was in a suspended, it's not working. There's a challenge to comply with them. So I think, again, the challenge is to how do we form a team so that we are compliant as far as the RBI is concerned. So we have a team of people outside of IT, within IT also, focusing on keeping the big daddy happy. So I think there's a big risk if you don't keep him happy.
And what are your views on enterprise agility?
So I will break down into 3 parts. So basically, maybe first I think kudos to the entire industry. COVID itself was a big disaster. And not just 1 or 2 companies, the entire industry come out pretty well, since all of a sudden, overnight, you change the entire way of working. Everyone was in office, everyone started going to home. But I think as a industry, as a country, I think we did a very good job, and we all should be proud of that. So I think that part, agility, we definitely shown that. And that also help us prepared with natural disaster much better. Let's say now the people are distributed, servers are distributed. If one location got, let's say, earthquake or tsunami kind of thing, still I think we are much better placed now. I would talk about few things which we should definitely look at that is something we need to look at as an industry. So basically we are fairly good in terms of that. What we need to be prepared for. The next world war kind of thing will happen, and that will be fought with the tech. So as an industry, how will we are prepared to handle a large scale cyber attack? So this kind of probably as we grow on, we need to have some collaborative effort along the industry to do some sort of a dry run, that if something goes wrong, how as an industry, since BFSI has to be at the forefront of any attack that will happen. So that is the area we should invest on as an industry point of view. Then other thing we talk about agility. Agility is also about how soon you adapt to the changes. For example, regulatory changes, especially in the digital era, right? It is a new economy is getting built. Even the regulators are not aware of it. They are also learning, industries, they are learning that, then expect that a lot of frequent changes will happen, since when a new economy grows, there would be a certain problem also grows up. And that's why the regulation will always be very dynamic. And what does it mean is that you have to have a very effective ecosystem so that the changes can be made in a much more agile way. Also, I would like to touch upon in this basically, since now we always talk about the tech-driven economy. When we say tech-driven economy, lot of partnership. I work with 10 different NBFC and bank. Each bank as an NBFC work with 10 different partners. The challenge today is that if I had take me 1 month to integrate one particular system, let's say one bank, the same 1 month will take to integrate with another bank. The real problem is, since as an industry, we do not have a standard specification for API, for example. So as we move on, we need to build some of those agility. We need to bring coherence. We need to have more and more discussion around this on the industry level and bring a standardization, a specification of API. That will save time for everyone in the industry, and that will bring another level of agility.
Yep, standardization I think is a strong need. Can and account aggregator is in the going the right direction basically to tackle those issues. So, Anil, as a technology is undergoing rapid change for technology builders and users, how are you tackling issues like skill match, learning, and collaboration?
So yes, I think technology. I think as we speak, we are into another revolution of technology. I think internet or e-commerce the first big revolution. We are into the going into the next big revolution, and that means the technology is changing at a very fast pace. The user has to, tech people have to adopt to the very fast pace. So that learning, reskilling has to be a part of the culture of the company. It's easy said than done, but we need to invest on that. But most importantly is that in the last revolution, in the e-com era, basically, there were a lot of dependency on the tech people. And that's where tech become center. Now with what happening with the AI revolution, the chat GPT and many other AI revolution, right? The tech people will become less relevant. Non-tech people will also be able to do a lot of things themselves. For example, today, if I have to, let's say, create a video, if I just have a thought, what I'm thinking of, I can just write, just give few lines of my imagination. There is a tool which will, the AI tool that will create a transcript for me. And it will also create a video for me. So, so in this way, lot of power will come to the non-tech people to build a platform, build a ecosystem. Even let's say today, if you have to build a chatbot, then you have to spend a lot of time building the model, training the model. Now all this thing will become available as a commodity. So I think as we grow on, definitely there is a learning required, fast pace of learning, but also the leverage will be much larger, not just a software engineer. I think anyone else would be able to build product in next 5-year line.
If I talk about the technology users, basically underwriters and operations people, how they're adopting the new technology?
So basically, like I said, at least the company like us, which are cloud native, and our 92% underwriting done by machine. So only 8% goes for human validation. More than 50% done by machine, and again, then rest go for the human validation. Even if what goes for human validation is they just have to look at various different flag only, which machine said this is something confusing. So those operational people underwriting LOA, all understanding, there I think today at least people are able to use the technology, and now they are able to use putting the intelligence at the right place. So the way we look at it, that anything we have to do it manually can then be done by machine. And the human should just look at monitor machine, audit machine, what audit is doing, the machine is doing it right or not, and then feedback to the machine. So I think as we are building, people are also getting adapted to it. And that is a very good work, since you have to just spend your time on the intelligence work. So I think people are liking, but yes, if you're moving out from, let's say, traditional way of working, then moving to the new thing, it takes some time to get adjusted to that. But once you get adjusted, I think it's a very, very wonderful thing for them to have. If you, instead of looking at 1,000 different cases, you just look at 5 cases and try to use your intelligence to see kya isme hame kya karna hai. So.
That's interesting insight. Vaidi, what are your views on this?
From our bank, we are training and learning is an ongoing process. And one of the challenges in learning is unlearning and then learning. For example, if we changed the core banking, before we even implemented it, we have to put all the users through a training. The challenge for them is to forget what they have been doing and then learn something. But once they're back in the seat, they're again carrying that past luggage. So, and that is the user side. Then again, same thing with the technology side. We have to constantly put people into a training mode and develop them so that they are ready to meet the challenges that are going to come. Because we have peer pressures. I'm part of a CIO group where somebody else thinks we have implemented this. So if it's useful to us, again, I have to look for insight. Does somebody knows that skill? So instead of looking out to hire every time, we have to keep these guys so that they also grow within the organization. So training is an ongoing thing for us, and it has to be there, whether it's a self-paced learning or it's a classroom kind of an environment. So this is something which we need to do. Like you said, AI, I think probably in the future we'll look at that automated tool as well. So, but today, as we see, that automated tool is a bit away, bit far away.
Great insights. So I would like to open the floor for the audience. Do you have any questions for the panelists? Okay, thank you. This had been a very insightful session. I wish the fellow panelists all the best. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.